Okay, so this is World Cup Soccer Italia 90 on the AMSTRAD CPC, Longplay and review as always. And this is the officially licensed game of the World Cup, and this is brought to you by Virgin Games. And yeah, I remember buying this at full price when it first came out. I was really excited by this. I was hoping this was a basically a conversion, or at least a version of the arcade classic Tecmo's World Cup 90. Alas, it wasn't the case. Very nice loading screen there, actually. Sorry, I only saw it briefly. In my emulation, I always have turbo disc loading enabled. Not many game options, just controls. Alright, you select your team, and we've got England, Belgium, Italy, Spain, and that's it. Only 4 teams, and a rather bizarre selection of teams. You would have thought France would be there, and Germany to select or whatever, considering that would have been the target markets for this game. Oh well, right. Well, let's kick this off. And as you can see, lovely graphics and lovely sprites and animation. And it's scrolling very smoothly. And first initial impressions are really good, actually. Now here's the first quirk. When you actually reach the scored a goal there, lovely. When you reach the penalty box of the opposing team or whatever, it changes perspective to a behind the player, one-on-one against the keeper, which is pretty unusual. I've only sort of seen the perspective change in very few football games. The only one I could think of off the top of my head is Gaza's Super Soccer, which is dreadful. That switches from side on until top down. And well, in this game's case, it kind of works okay. It's not, not particularly realistic. I mean, it's no Emily Hughes or Matchday 2 or whatever. This is pure arcade soccer. And yeah, it's pretty limited already. You've only got 1 strength of kick. Oh, spooned it out there. Which basically goes a short distance and sort of lofts in the air a bit. You can't do passes along the ground or anything like that. Just 1 strength and 1 type of kick, like so. And it feels very barren and empty. There's no sound effects for when you kick the ball or save it or whatever. Just the occasional blow of the whistle from the referee signifying, I don't know, a goal or a foul or a goal kick or whatever. And we didn't have any music at all there as well, which is a bit of a shame. And what the hell's going on there? The players are just standing still. Yeah, the computer AI isn't particularly good. Well, keepers can dive and save the ball there. Oops. But as you can see, I'm pretty much all over them already. This is a pretty easy game, at least until the sort of final matches from the quarter-final onwards, really. So we've got about 8 matches in total, I believe. Yeah, that's right, 8 matches. The 8th being, of course, the World Cup final. Right, okay. They just scored. And my keeper was sort of over the ball there. There's a little bit of problem with controlling your keeper and him doing dives and saves. I think you need to sort of press the fire button at the right time if you're not diving for the ball. And you can do dives to the ball, which are a bit hit and miss. I sort of end up sort of mashing the fire button and rapidly sort of pushing the joystick to the upper right or upper left, and occasionally he'll dive. Seems a bit buggy and random. Okay, so that's end of the match, and we just scored a late one there, and avoided a really big embarrassment against USA. A pretty pants team, unfortunately. Sorry for any of my American viewers, but you know the score. England against Pacific champion Japan in our second qualifying match. Hopefully we'll do a lot better. Now, as I said, this game's pretty easy, and I'll just scrape through there. Be honest with you guys, I haven't played this game in probably 15 years or something like that. So, apart from when I did a little sort of snippet of it for the A to Z soccer game series I did a while back now, I've come into this game sort of fresh and sort of picked it up from where I left off when I first bought this as a kid. And pretty soon and pretty shortly I've kind of worked out a way sort of always sort of really score each time and rack up some high scoring games. As you can see there, basically when you get in the box there, try and move in at and towards one of the goal posts and lure the keeper over, and while he's sort of slowly shuffling across, peg it across the other side and boot it in the back of the net. Right, let's see if in action there. There you go. I didn't do as an extreme sort of lead across the keeper. On the earlier levels, you can get away with sort of a short shimmy and boot it into the net. Later on, you've really got to lead him quite far across. And you can't spend too long in the box either, otherwise you will get tackled. You've only got a very short amount of time. See, there you go. Actually, that ball looks like it was going past the post there. A bit strange. As you see, right from the kick-off, I tackle them, and I'm up the pitch already. Trust me guys, it does get a lot tougher later on, from probably about match 5 onwards. Here we go again. Little trick, we can just boot it up. Or you can just continue running like I am here. Yay, 5-0. Keeper doesn't even bother diving. They do start eventually though. There could be swines to tackle sometimes as well. The tackles work quite well, I have to say. And you can end up fouling them if you try and tackle them from behind or on the side. Oh, the computer's in control there, if you noticed. And will remain so until he decides to pass it, or you press the fire button and he'll boot it. Ooh, just seeing there if I could actually score from outside of the well, the area before it switches viewpoint. We will see later if I succeed in that or not. Because I remember as a kid trying to do that so many times because I got bored of the same sort of process and method of scoring. I just wanted to do something different with the game because it's pretty lacking in gameplay, really, for a football game. Oh, the computer's just dribbled it into the box, and we get immediately given control once we're there. There we go, 6-0 against Japan. Yeah, I think the earlier teams are probably just far too easy. I remember getting pretty bored of this game. I think I already mentioned that a few times. It's pretty limited. I mean, you can't really do like clever plays and stuff, you know, intricate passing and booting it down the wing, running onto it, and then doing a cross in and getting a header on the ball or whatever. There's no headers or anything like that, let alone overhead kicks and all that kind of stuff. Alright, we're going to Mexico. And yeah, just noticed there that the basically players and their strip colours don't change. You're always in purple going up, and the your opponents are always in white. Now, I don't know any football team that plays in purple. Maybe someone could enlighten me about that. Hey, first goal. So yeah, guys, we've got another football game that's sadly lacking in gameplay. So quite disappointing really for these Italy 1990 World Cup games. Like in my last video, we looked at Italy 1990, which was extraordinarily fast. Again, very little to the game. You could score the same way each time. There was there was no range of kicks or really sort of clever plays you could do. I suppose this probably has it beat a little bit in those regards. But it's not as impressive in terms of the speed, though. I mean, it's at quite a laid-back pace, but I think it's just about right, really. This kind of speed. Perhaps could have done with it being a touch faster, maybe. Might have made the game a little bit more interesting and challenging. But yeah, at this point I was getting pretty bored of it, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of already running out of things to say. We've got roughly sort of 35 minutes worth of gameplay. Oh, there we go. We've committed our first foul, and they get a free kick, which is pretty pathetic. And they've scored. Right, I was trying to dive for the ball there, and it just wasn't happening. That's why I look so pathetic. It wasn't my fault, honestly, guys. Oh, dive for it and saved it that time. Oh, what is my computer player doing there? Why did he pass it back? The computer does some strange passes every now and again. But yeah, we've got about 35 minutes worth of gameplay footage, as I was saying, which, strange enough, is roughly about the same amount of time all the last few previous soccer games I've been playing. Match Day 2, in Italy 1990, it was all around the 35-minute mark, which was interesting. Or not. But anyway, it might be better if you sort of fast forward to like the quarterfinals or something, match 5 or 6. I suppose it gets a bit more interesting. There we go, we're 5-1 up and running rampant here. Okay, so what of the programmers? I'd like to have a look at who's programmed this and see what else they've done. It's from Virgin Games, and apparently the conversion was by Probe Software. Probe did some really good games, but it's not the usual programmers of Probe involved with this. It's not David Perry. He did some fantastic games like Savage and Tranter. Apparently his coder's a guy called Anthony Hartley, and can't find much about him, but the other games he did for the AMSTRAD, there's only about 3 of us according to CPC Power website, and not too impressive. Games like Knight Rider from Ocean, which was dreadful. Quartet from Activision, that was also pretty dreadful. Dynamic Duo from Firebird, I believe that's an arcade conversion, but I've never played it. So yeah, okay, well, we're again to Russia here. If I'm my way, guys, if there was an option for the changing the length of the match, I would have kept this as short as possible. No, we're stuck to 4 minutes each time. I thought I'd try a quick kick there, catch the keeper off guard, but no luck. Actually, I ought to just double check something, because I think there was a different, going back to the programme, I think there was a different name listed on the title screen. 2 seconds. Yeah, it had A.R. Lil listed as a programmer on the title screen. So why has it got a different programmer listed on the internet? Okay, right. Anthony Hartley, his alias was A.R. Lil for some strange reason. Oh, and apologies to him. He actually did program some really good games. Actually, he was a programmer behind Mr. Helly, which I absolutely loved to bits. I think I gave that a 9 out of 10 on my video of that a few months back. And it looks like he was also involved with SimCity, which is a really good conversion. And Adidas Championship Tiebreak Tennis, which, if you remember recently, I did that in my 8 of the tennis games. That wasn't too bad. Alright, so, okay, fair enough. He's done some alright games here and there. And, yeah, it looks like he did the Spectrum version as well. And it looks and sort of plays pretty much, ooh, up in there. Like the foul players kind of like warped up the pitch there. Okay. Yeah, Spectrum version looks and plays pretty much identical. There's no same sparse and barren sort of sound effects, no music and stuff. Although the sprites look pretty horrible. The amateur version looks really nice, and looks like it is the nicest looking of the out of the Specky and Commodore 64. Looks like the Commodore 64 version has better presentation all around. It has really nice animated title screen. And also the golf mouth action, like here, it looks a heck of a lot better. Sure, you can find a video of it on YouTube. You can go and see what I mean. But it looks like the computer AI is a lot worse than the AMSTRAD and Spectrum version. Interestingly, I think the other versions for like the Amiga and Atari ST, they switched to a overhead like kick-off sensible soccer style view. Actually, no, sorry, sensible soccer had sort of a bit of perspective to it, more like kick-off, just straight overhead, looking directly down on the top of their heads, which is strange because this is quite nice to have sort of unique sprites like this. They're nicely done and would have been presumed quite good on the Atari ST and Amiga, but decided to sort of rip off kick-off a bit, really. Bit strange. Seeing as really you want to sort of distance yourself from a very successful sort of game franchise like Kick-Off 1 and 2. Well, I guess we're trying to play it safe. Oh yeah, notice it's not a full team of 11 people. There's only 7 players, including the goalkeeper. Ah, right, okay. We're up against West Germany. When they were still West and East Germany. Match 5. So yeah, this is where things start to get a little bit more tougher at last. You'll find these players, the computer players, are a little bit quicker and a heck of a lot more aggressive from now on in. Oh yeah, throw-ins are pretty pathetic. You can see exactly where the ball's going to go and stand in the way. Although I fluffed that, never mind. And I've let him go straight through. Thankfully my keeper saved it this time. Good stuff. See if we can sneak a goal. There you go. That's the way to score on these like later matches. Going quite wide to the goal mouth action. Wait for the keeper to shuffle across and then peg it across the other side of the goal and boot it one. Hopefully just squeeze it just inside the post. Oh man, he's just ran right past us and he's completely scuffed it out. Yes. You know what, I think if this game had a bit more care and presentation put into it, maybe some music in game, and a few more sound effects, I perhaps might have enjoyed this a lot more. Such a barren and hollow sort of gameplay experience really. It's just almost playing in total silence. It's a bit weird and off-putting. Certainly doesn't really get you excited. But this game had a heck of a lot of the potential, and they kind of stopped and fell way short of you know, what they could have added to the game. I mean, different kick strengths. I mean, come on, would have been good, and more of an ability to sort of score from outside the box, maybe. Just something extra, really. Shame, but I do remember this was pretty good stuff and good fun in 2-player, like a lot of these soccer games. Even though, I mean, we looked at like sort of the Match Day 1 and Italy 1990, and I say for the other Match Day 2, the other video I've done recently, all the others are pretty pants apart from when you play them in 2-player, and they really sort of come to life then. I remember having some fraught battles in this game against good friends of mine. And this was pretty good fun as 2-player, I have to say. But otherwise, again, the computer AI is lacking, gameplay's lacking, presentation all round is lacking. I do admit, I do love the graphics and sprites and animation on this though. They've done that really well, and it plays really smoothly, scrolls smoothly, and is at a decent pace as well. About a little bit too sedate, but geez, not as slow as Match Day 1 and 2, that's for sure. And of course, Italy 1990 was way too fast. At some point we're going to find a happy medium and find a good soccer game on the Amstrad. Well, there's only 2 contenders really. That's Micropro Soccer, which I'll probably look at next, and Emlyn Hughes. I'll probably do that after. But yeah, we beat the Germans, and now it's the Argies in the quarter-final. Things hot up a little bit more this time round as well. Although it's probably hard to tell the difference just watching the video. Messed up there, never mind. So yeah, I suppose it was kind of summing up a bit of a review just then. I think I'm going to give this game a score out of 10 of... I think I'll give it an average but respectable 7 out of 10. I think that's fair really. Still pretty playable if rather lacking. Good tackle there. Now I think, guys, this is where I attempt to try and score from outside the box, and I might succeed here. There we go. No, I think it's later on in this match. I sure remember it was against the RGs where I managed to score without needing to get into that, well, the penalty box and have the change of perspective happen. Oh, maybe it's this one. Or maybe not. Left unchallenged there. Ah, is this where it is? Yes. There you go. Right. So it is possible. I was, man, I tried so many times back in the day to try and do that, just because I was fed up of and bored of the game. Right, and the keeper seems pretty powerless to that, so that's worth remembering. I think I tried to do it a few more times in this long play, but don't quite pull it off again. I suppose I can, and you guys can refer back to my positioning there for the correct placement and angle to boot it in. Now the computer always chips it back there for some strange reason, so you can prepare yourself for that. And they've scored. And yeah, I was hammering away the fire button to try and make my keeper catch the ball. No luck. Anyway. Oh, I don't lose any matches. Oh, here we go. Ah! It's just switched into that perspective. That's why I hoofed it out there. I was trying to do another cheeky goal like I did previously. Ah, well. Yeah, and if you're quick and right just inside the post there, you can shoot straight away and often catch the keeper off guard there and score. I think you've seen that a couple of times already in my video. Ah! Well, you saw my keeper diving there. Well, at least the RGs are putting a fight up, even though they kind of scored due to my error twice. But I dispute that's an error. I think that's a bit of a bug and lag in the game with the controls over the keeper. But oh well. There you go, semi-final. Oops, don't know what happened there. The screen sort of changing quickly and moving on. But this is the semi-final against the Dutch. Oh, a lot more aggressive. Tackle me right from the off there. If in doubt, just hoof it in front of yourself, and hopefully you can run onto the ball. That was a lovely pass and a lovely save from the keeper there. Hey, there we go, he scored. Even though that looked like it was going outside of the post, as we've seen quite a few times already. Yeah, it kind of sums things up really. I think this game needs a lot more love, care and attention really. Ooh, gonna try that again. Ah! It's too late kicking it. Probably rush this game out to get it out in time for the World Cup, perhaps. I would imagine that's what's happened. But yeah, I've got to run out of things to say now, so I may keep quiet and just commentate on something when something interesting happens, maybe. We've only got about 5 minutes left anyway. Oh, he just cleared it off the line there. I think I need to be a bit further down before I kick it to do that. Oh man, those RGs are quite good. Oh, And I was trying to dive for the ball there as usual, and the goalkeeper wasn't doing anything. He was just doing sod all. Urgh. I thought I'd try that again. Perhaps we'll have better luck on the other side. I don't know. Anyway, we need to score soon enough. So be quick though, because he will get tackled. But yeah, you scored. Pretty much the same method each time to score against them. It's not as bad as Italy 1990 we looked at in the last video. Oh, there you go. Where you just scored it every time by running diagonally and kicking it in the box. Well, we've got a comfortable lead now, with about less than a minute left. Yay, 4-1. Absolutely massacring the Dutch. I have to say that I'm still really impressed by the animation on those sprites. That's pretty good stuff actually. Oh, he cheers at the end there, raising his arms to the sky, bless him. Yeah, they're probably the most lifelike of football players I think I've seen in an AMSTRAD soccer game. And there we go, on to the World Cup final against, of course, it's Brazil. Same player sprites and colours though, of course. Everyone's got purple shirts and black hair. All white shirts and black hair. With orange skin. I'm probably from Essex. Again, these are a touch more aggressive with you chasing the ball and stuff, and they're a lot harder to tackle by this point. But even so, still doesn't present much of a challenge. Stop me, you can just stand there hammering the fire button to tackle, and eventually they'll run into you and you'll get the ball. Oh, will I score from outside the box again? Oh, oh, just out. Shame. Would have been a nice goal to end on at the World Cup final. Am I through? Oh! Somehow I won that ball. And straight away switched me to that perspective. So, alright, good. Well, scored against Brazil. England are up against Brazil. Hurrah. So, not long to go now. Ooh. We get snatch another goal. We're piling on the pressure. Oh! Oh, come on, that was in! You can see the shadow was before the goal post. Oh, that's naughty. There you go, hoof it down if you want to get some distance between you and your defenders chasing you. Sometimes though, if you do hoof it, the ball in front of you and you're running onto it, the player can run over the bouncing ball and completely miss it. That's quite annoying, so bear that in mind as well. But looks like we've won this, guys. Got less than a minute to go. Oh, and he's through. Oh. And he's done bugger all with it and just spazzed it out for a goal kick. Nice. Should be final whistle any second now, I would have thought. Come on, England, let's see if we can get a sneak another goal. No. Where's my player gone? Yeah. Oh, he's up there. Come on. One last goal. Hey, well, we've won it. And what reward do we get for all our efforts? We shall see very shortly. Could have done the national anthems being played actually when they line up. World champions. That's all we get. That's all we get. I wasn't expecting anything else really, given sort of the lack of presentation in this game anyway. So enter initials for the high score table that never seems to display. We'll get to see it now. There we go. And that's it, guys. 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Cheers. Bye.